Hey guys, my name is Tina, and I am working on a piece of fall artwork. And let me show you what I'm doing. I bought this placemat for $1 at, can you see this? For $1 at Dollar Tree. I just applied some duct tape to the back of it so that it will stick once this is dry. I paid $7 for this at Home Depot. It comes like this. It's already cut in this shape. I sanded it down, just a light sanding. It's a good quality piece of wood. I also bought another piece. I bought 3 of these. I bought another piece for $5. That's about half of this. And then they also have another one that for $3.50 or $4, it's a quarter of this. So it's super thin. I have 2 of those outside right now that I painted, and the pumpkins themselves are beautiful, which is the reason I'm doing this. The pumpkins themselves are beautiful, but it's just not for outdoor weather, and I put them out there, and now I'll probably have to remove them next week, even before Halloween. So I thought I'd make a few that can go outside or even up above my cabinets here, but these I'm making for friends. Mine is done in a farmhouse theme, but my friends are more traditional with the oranges and the browns, so I'm going to make these for them in those colors. So all I'm going to do, like I said, I lightly sanded it. I am going to paint a large enough area. Doesn't matter what color. I typically do them beige, but that's for the farmhouse look. For this look, I'm going more orange. Doesn't matter. You can do white. It doesn't matter because you're going to layer paint on top of paint on top of paint until you get exactly what you're looking for. I just need to get a large enough space so that this pumpkin fits on it, and it looks like I'm pretty much there. You do not have to paint this perfectly. You can add too much paint. You cannot add enough paint. It doesn't matter. You can see wood through all of this because, again, we're going to layer quite a bit, but I am going to add a little bit more over here. I'm trying to do this as economical as possible. I just don't want to put a lot of money into this. The whole thing of this is kind of decorating on a budget. You can even add some white. It doesn't matter. Actually, I shouldn't even do this because, because I'm just going to layer a lot later. You just need it to be big enough for the pumpkin to fit on. And like I said, I think I'm there. Let me make sure one more time. And I kind of eyeball this. I didn't even check to see if this is even. It doesn't really matter. I just need to add a little bit more up here, then I'm good to go. Ooh, that's way too much. But again, you really cannot do wrong. Because you're just going to layer and shade and drag and dry paint. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back and show you what else I'm going to add to this. Okay, so now it has dried. I think that's the only drying process you're going to have in all this. You can have this entire project done in an hour, maybe if it's your first time, an hour and a half. Let me eyeball this. Okay, I'm just going to press it down. It's okay that it's coming up everywhere. Again, that's okay. It does not matter. Most of these paints I already had here at the house. Some of them I did buy. This is Kona. I'm trying to see if you can see this. This is Kona. I bought it either at Home Depot or Walmart. It's Rust-Oleum brand. Go with any color you want. This is just a super dark color. I'm also using old t-shirts, my husband's old t-shirts that were beyond what they could be used for. See, I've done lots of these. So anyway, I'm just going to use a t-shirt. I'm going to take the stain. I'm going to stain this whole area, and then I'm going to stain in here. This video is going to be quite long, but I will fast forward later. So you're just going to stain on top of this. Hey, babe. You're just going to push it into all these little grooves. And again, I am telling you, this is so easy and so simple. There is nothing to be fearful of or afraid that you can mess it up, because you can't. If you put too much stain in here, it's fine. It honestly, I promise you, you cannot mess this up, and I will show you why later. Even if you get too much stain, you're gonna go in and dry rub the stain onto this existing color, and it's gonna be beautiful. So, no need to fear. And I probably am getting way too much stain in these, but again, it does not matter. You can go in with your rag. If you're pretty nervous, you can go in with your rag. When this is all said and done, if your stain does not turn out dark enough for you, because since I've always used just a beige color, and that's okay that it's got it on there. I've always used a beige color, so this color's always been really dark. And I've not needed to add any other color to the stained area. But now I did another one where I used a peachy color like this, and my stain didn't turn out very dark, so I had to go in and add some black paint. If you are too nervous that you could possibly somehow mess this up, and you only are able to do one and you're too scared to risk it, you can get a permanent marker and fill in these areas. You don't have to use the stain in the middle of these. If you're just nervous that you're gonna mess it up, and again, I promise you, anyone can do this. This is so stinking easy. When it's all said and done, you are gonna be shocked at how easy this was and how beautiful it turns out to be. Or at least I think they're beautiful, not because I'm an artist. I am not an artist in any way, shape, or form. I just enjoy paints. I really enjoy, what's it called, the chalk, pastels, because you really can't mess pastels up. So if you look at that, maybe I could sort of kind of consider myself sort of somewhat maybe a weekend artist. I'm really not even that, but because you really can't mess those up. Same thing with this. You just cannot mess it up. Now, you can go with any color stain that you want. You can go with a much darker. You can, even before this, you could go in and paint all of this like a creamy beige color. You could add some dark lines in like every few inches to make it look like shiplap if you really want to go old, farm style. I didn't do that with mine. I can't draw worth anything. Hence, I'm using a stencil. Okay, so you are going to get this stain on the paint as well. And so you're going to go from, in this instance, a darker to a more muted color, and then the vibrant colors here. And then you're just, I know you really can't see on that angle, sorry. I'm gonna move this as well. You're just gonna go right up against this. You're gonna hold it down. It's already taped, but you're probably not gonna add enough tape to it. I'd never do, it's too much of a hassle. And you really don't wanna make this harder than it is. I mean, this is such a simple craft to do, and people are gonna believe you just to be an artist. I'm telling you, they honestly will think you bought it somewhere. There are lots of videos with similar things like this. Online, I found a few, but there's quite a few videos. I would definitely, there's different ways to do this. I definitely would go and look at those maybe before you do one. If you're not adventurous, my last one might be the shiplap one. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Because like I said, I am really into Farmhouse. So we shall see. Now, as you're adding this on here, it's okay if you have blotches. You don't want a bunch of them. But if you have blotches that just haven't, because you've gotten too much in there, it's okay. Because again, number one, can't mess it up. We're going to go back and we're just going to dry rub all of this together. And so when I use the paintbrush to layer the original cream and orange color, and I'll go over the paints in a minute, That's the only time I use a brush. Everything else is with these rags. And you're going to be amazed at the beautiful artwork you can create with a stinking rag and a stencil. So you'll have to excuse me. It has been raining. I'm outside of Dallas, Texas. It has been raining. This is October of 2018. It has been raining for 3 weeks nonstop. You know, we've had hurricanes in all the other states. Thank goodness we have not been hit this time. I've never been in one, but Texas, I mean. So my allergies, oh man. Today I think is the first day it hasn't rained in 3 weeks, so I count rain as a beautiful blessing from God. But I also count it a blessing when it kind of stops and stays away for a few days. Just keep adding until you get, now this is really cheap wood. It's basically pressed board, plywood kind of stuff. I don't know my woods, but I know it's something like that. So it's not going to be even. It's not going to take everywhere. Again, that's okay. It's part of the beauty and the charm of this. Now, I also have an acorn I could use. I've not used it yet. I also bought, that came from Dollar Tree for $1. These came from Dollar Tree for $1. I'd initially thought I was going to add maybe leaves in the corner facing in, or 3 in each corner, or I could do like a little garland up one way, down the other. Doesn't matter. Do whatever your heart desires, whatever you think is going to be pretty, whatever is going to suit you. And you also, and I hate doing this part on the edges because I always end up getting it on my shirt because I lean too close in. And then I get it all over my plastic. Definitely want to use gloves. I've done this a few times without gloves. Not smart. And I'm not even caring that I'm getting it 100% on there. I just don't care. Like I said, easy peasy, you cannot mess this up. Let me see if I got everywhere I need to go. Okay, so now you've done this, put your lid on your stain, you're done. Put your stain rag away, you're done. I've used that same one. Well, actually, I'm going to keep this out. I typically, when I take this off, look at this. Ta-da! Look how pretty that is. Remove the tape, and as you're removing tape, if you get stain on the part you colored, doesn't matter. I'm going to show you why in just a second. See, I've done it there already. Throw this away. Then you're going to go in and you're just going to kind of smooth this out. What I like about getting too much around the edges is it dries and it gives you kind of a hard line when it dries, and I really do like that. Again, doesn't matter if you have it or not, just a personal preference. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to wipe. Oh, see, I didn't get enough orange right there. I don't know if you can see, but it's white. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go in and do this green and brown tones for the leaves, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go in and blot all this up. And when I add my colors are going to go over this dark spot anyway, so none of that matters. Now, when you can blot it, you can wipe it, doesn't matter. Again, cannot mess it up. When you are adding your colors are going to cover all of this up, as I just said. You can go back in again with a black marker. I have black paint. So I'm going to start doing that, but I don't think I'm going to use this one again, although it does not really matter. So what I do is all that dry, that black's not dry. What I will do is I will go in. These are paints already had. There's plaid, there's folk art, there's, that one's plaid, there's gloss, folk art, that's folk art. I even have some of this Waverly, a little tad bit more expensive paints. I'll probably use the metallic, but I won't use the glitter. I put a small piece of glitter on one of them, and I personally did not like that. That really wasn't what I was going for that piece, although I do believe it would be beautiful. I have done lots of pumpkins, sweater pumpkins and styrofoam pumpkins, and I think it would even be gorgeous, especially with the farmhouse one, to go in and either put silver tacks in here to highlight all of this around. You could do glitter and decoupage or Mod Podge over the glitter so that it stays and the glitter doesn't get everywhere. You could even put embellishments. You could even put a big embellishment up here, whether it was a piece of burlap, like a burlap bow or whatever you want to do. It honestly, there's just no end to what you can do with these, and I love them. So anyway, I pour out some paints, whatever colors. This one never wants to come out. Whatever colors I'm just feeling for the piece. That one I've used. And then I'm going to do greens and browns. I hate this green. I don't have any other green. I was not going to go buy more green. As I said, I'm trying to keep these as budget conscious as possible. I've used this for 4 days now. I've yet to clean it. I just put it in here, close it up, and bring it out for the next one. 3 or 4 days, yeah. Oh, this is one of my, yeah, like, actually that's white. I don't care for white. This one's beige. And that beige and this, what is this one? Spicy Mustard by Americana and Apple Barrel Toasted Marshmallows. Those are my 2 favorite colors. Okay, I'm going to cut this. Should have done this before I got started. I'm going to cut this. It's just too long, and what I found out over the many of these that I've done is I keep, if it's too long, if I'm picking up, say, the orange, I'll drop it, a piece of it in the white or the cream, and then it's just everywhere. And you know what? That doesn't even matter because you're going to blend it. And I keep every single one of them. I have done that. Does not matter. It just gets blended. Okay, so let's start with, again, hate this color. But I'm just going to go in and add it. And I will tell you, I always, the whole time I'm working on this until the very end, all I can do is think, oh, this is so ugly. It's not working out. I don't like it. I need to just scrap it, paint it all white, and redo it. And you know what? No. By the time I'm done, I am like, oh my goodness, the other one was my favorite, but now this one is. Again, you really cannot go wrong. And again, I shouldn't have done that color. I should have done this color. And this will look like a leaf before you know it. 2 similar green. I really should have got a darker green. And again, as I said, I'm not an artist. I don't know even how to blend colors to make other colors. I know black and white make gray. That's about as far as I can go. Okay, so I'm tired of messing with that for now. And I'm not really turning my rag around just because I'm adding another color to it. See, I got paint on my finger. I just keep adding paint on paint on paint. And in the end, all these beautiful shaded colors with darker colors and highlights is just absolutely beautiful. Where's my other oranges? Is it spiced carrot? Yeah, I like spiced carrot. It might even be the same color as the other orange I already have. A little bit of a difference. So before I started doing these, I made some a few weeks ago, and then yesterday I made 2 of them, and I went to Walmart beforehand to look at their pumpkins. And I shouldn't have, because I ended up making 2 farmhouse ones, but they're for friends, so I had to go back and add a bunch of orange and brown and greens in it, because I just the pumpkins at Walmart were the blue ones, and you know, the gray colored ones. I mean, the colors are just so gorgeous, so beautiful. And so you just keep adding layer after layer. You just keep adding all these different dimensions to it. And I'm moving my rag around just so I have a better grip on it, so it's not in some of these others. Again, you can add sometimes your paint dries before you have a chance to move it around. Again, not a big deal. I think I need some more darker orange. Need some color in here. And you know what, guys? I don't know what I'm going to do as far as holiday decorations. Sadly, they've done a lot of construction where I live. The part of the neighborhood I live in is about 20 years old, but they have moved a lot of businesses. They've unearthed, was an old car lot, a place where you tow wrecked vehicles, salvage yard. That's not far from here, and they moved that. And they're going to build something there. But when they moved all of that, oh my goodness, the whole neighborhood is infested with mice, but gigantic rats as well. And all of our Christmas stuff is in the attic, and it's stuff I've been collecting for years. I'm a huge Christmas junkie. And so I had every color you could possibly imagine, pinks and blues and greens and yellows, and of course the red traditionals and the gold and the silver and everything you could possibly imagine. And it's all ruined because it was all in the attic. It's all ruined. I had stuff for the yard, our luggages. I mean, everything was ruined. We thought we got rid of them. We had to leave town for a while, and they just had a heyday in there, and it's really sad. I've gone through, you know, as I said earlier, I'm in Texas. Getting in your attic when it's 130, 140 degrees to clear stuff out is not fun, but it is cooling down. See, I just messed that up, and it's okay. I'll go back with orange or something. I mean, with this color orange or something. Just keep layering until you like what you see. Just keep layering. The more you layer, the more colors you use, the more depth it'll have, and the more realistic maybe it will be. See, and I just accidentally got it in that white. I did not want it in the white. So what? My dog, she's a brat. She did not want to eat her food, so now she's been begging me all day, all evening for snacks. And so you're going to hear her start barking in a minute, and I'll have to get on to her because she won't stop. I didn't like that. But I have to get it off my rag. I could fold my rag over, but again, okay, so now I'm really going to probably get heavy with my oranges because I don't really have enough orange on there. And I'll also come in with some more black. That's my big dog. We have 3. We have 2 boxers. This old girl, she's 10. Other one is 3, I think. He's our little brat. He's all white. He's gorgeous, but he's a booger bear. And see, I dipped it in white again. He stays sick. He was a rescue. She was kind of a rescue. And then we have a little Maltese who was a rescue. Saved her from a certain death. But anyway, they're little brats because I don't discipline them. I don't make them mind. So they're little brats. Okay, I just need to clean this up a little bit. I've got way too much orange over here. I just need to take kind of a dry side, rub it in, allow that to dry a little bit. Actually, I'm not really unhappy with it. And then just keep layering. The more darker colors you use, and then the more light colors you use, creates that contrast of highs and lows, or of depth, I mean. And I will tell you, when I'm doing these, I get so mad at myself because I'm like, why did I do that? I just messed it up. No, I didn't mess it up. You really can't mess these up. It's so forgiving, so fun. So anyway, my point earlier, I'm jumping around, my point earlier of going to look at the, let me see what this looks like. Not bad, guys. My point earlier of going to Walmart to look at their pumpkins was to get an idea. So maybe you could do that. Go someplace where they sell pumpkins and just look at all the different colors. Even take pictures of them if you want, but you don't have to follow anything. I mean, all of this is just so stinking easy to do. I don't like the leaves. So I think what I'm going to do is come in with some black. Just to make these a little more pronounced, to give it some more depth. I just got too much on there. I don't even see it anymore. Okay, and then you can go around the edges if you want with the black. I'm just going to use this black up. I already had it. To really kind of set a difference in the colors. I think I need some more black. So, all my products together, 7 something, I got white on that. 7 something, like 701 or 720 for this board. The stain I already had. If you already have stain, you're good. If not, it's about $7 or so a can, but you don't need that. You can do the little bitty pints. The paints were anywhere between $1 to $2 a piece. You probably already have those. Hobby Lobby, they put theirs on sale quite often. So you really can't, I mean, this is so easy to make. You really can't go wrong. It's budget friendly. And it is such a beautiful piece of artwork. I think I might do a little bit more green. I wish I had, maybe I'll do my mustard. And then add some more green on top of that. Because I need to do some more brown here, I think. Yeah, I don't have much green left. Like I said, I really wish I had a dark green. I'm out of green. And for me, the reason I want to add green is because I don't think this necessarily looks right without it. It's my idea, my opinion. Doesn't mean it's true. If you like it, go for it. That looks like the stem to me, but then so does this. I don't know what that is. So that's going to kind of become the stem too. So there you have it, guys. I might add, typically what I do is I'll go look at this again tomorrow and I think, oh wait, I need some more of whatever color. And so I add, oh, here's my black. And so I'll maybe add a little bit more color to it. But I'm not picky. So that's it. You can add a top coat, a sealant to it if you want. I don't know that I am or not. Oh, and see, look at what I've done. I keep doing that, but that's okay. I can just dip, because it seems like the black covers that up pretty well. So I'm gonna try not to shake this too much. Show you. See, I just think that's so cool. I mean, I can't paint like that, guys. That's not, I have no clue what I'm doing. What I am gonna show you, if I don't make you dizzy by crossing this over, these are my sweater pumpkins. This actually I made for a friend, and I've got my big gray one in there. That's just cloth material I paid $1 for from Walmart. I can probably make 4 or 5 others of that same size. That's an old wool sweater. That's a little thin sweater with little glitters in it. I went to the thrift store. Paid $3 or $4, got a couple of sweaters. This was a beautiful sweater. I almost did not use. I almost kept it for myself because this thing was just so cute. I have a giant pumpkin, way bigger than the gray one, that I made out of this blue that is just gorgeous. I'll show you the next thing I'm going to do. I'm not using this one. I don't like it. I bought it for this, but I don't like it for this. I'm going to cut this bag up so it's only the top piece. Again, not this one. I've decided against this one. But I'm going to cut a gift bag up. I'm going to decoupage the back of it, stick it down, stain it just like I did this one, and then Mod Podge the entire thing. And that's part of what I'm doing for Christmas. I'm probably going to do several of them, again, as gifts. We have a lot of friends. We don't have family near us. We don't have much family around here, so we spend a lot of the holidays with our friends and their families, and so I will take these as gifts for providing us with incredible meals. You guys have a wonderful holiday season. Enjoy yourself. Get bold. Have fun. Invite your friends over. Go buy the products. Invite your friends over. Charge them $15. Have some wine. Have them bring wine. How much fun would this be, ladies? You cannot mess this up. Have a beautiful evening.